Hey, let's hit it.
Ask Ahnald Anything. Patreon exclusive. Micah says, how did you start getting sponsorships on YouTube?
Oh gosh, you just get spammed with emails. You just got to filter through them and kind of just, yeah. My best pro tip is create like some sort of hotkey. It just like automatically types out the email, so you don't have to waste your brain cells doing it. And then just you kind of got to see if it's legitimate or not. Then you talk to other creators. Like I think you've reached out to me saying, "Hey, is this legit? Should I do it? How much should I ask for?" It's one of those things where it takes a while. I remember when I got hit up with some random stuff, and it's and also you want to only. I've only taken sponsorships for things I actually like or think it's relatable to play people that play Galaxy of Heroes. So it's like, yeah, you got to be selective. I mean, I know people just take anything under the sun sometimes. That's just how I am. But it's one of those things where always ask for a contract, read the terms, and just see if it's serious. And if you have a content creator that you know, like APGAINS, or sometimes people ask me, it's like, just to kind of get a second opinion on, because sometimes things might be too good to be true, or you might be getting bamboozled. Sometimes I remember someone took something for like $5. Like, no, you're getting robbed, my friend.
$5.
Yeah,
All right.
it's like, oh gosh.
Our boy Takumi the Betrayer, everyone's favorite DJ Trey.
Oh, I know that guy.
He says, do you have a roadmap for your music, or do you just like freestyle it?
Mostly freestyle. It's one of those things where I look at, okay, what's going on in Star Wars at large? Like I heard the trailer for Kenobi. I was like, oh, okay, maybe you can do like a Kenobi song part 2. Or I look at see what's going on in Galaxy of Heroes, or the song I'm working on right now is just completely random. And it's like, I want a Jawa song. And I was listening to David Guetta one day. It's like, I want a Jawa song, like as if David Guetta made it. If do you know who David Guetta is? He ended racism, if you know that.
He ended racism?
Yeah,
Sounds
look
like
up David Guetta ends racism. There's actually a video about it.
I'll clip that at the end of the video for everyone.
I'm not even kidding. There's actually a video called David Guetta ends racism.
Damn, I wish I was cool enough to end racism.
I know, right? I mean, that's the problem we've all been trying to solve. He's been ahead of it for a couple years now.
Dude, that's how I'm gonna transcend Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. I'm gonna end racism, and then I won't need to play this game anymore.
Oh,
all right. Steve wants to know if you have some best advice for someone who wants to follow in your footsteps. This guy's been asking me. He wants to be the next Ahnald, and he wants to know if you have any good advice.
Honestly, best advice, do something that no one else is doing. There's a lot of people that just sit in front of a camera and play a game, but there's hundreds of thousands of
literally
those.
What I do.
Do something unique. Yeah, exactly what you do. No, you know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. And let's just say this. There's been a lot of established creators for Galaxy of Heroes that don't quite get it. And you come into the market and you know what you're doing. You have the YouTube mindset. You have the entertainer's mindset. Best tip I could really give for is, one, pick something that you love to do. I don't know if Galaxy of Heroes is that market. If you ever want to get to 1 million subs, probably not the game to play. But it depends what you want. If you're chasing for money, fame, or just fun, like I started just pure out of fun. I didn't know you could even do anything on YouTube. It was a completely accidental of what happened. So I grew up in a YouTube generation where it was a bit of an accident. You could still accidentally make it big. I don't even know if I'm that big, to be honest. But anyways, be passionate. If it starts coming across that you're desperate, you're only in it for the money, it leaves a bad feeling. Like I always say on streams, like I never ask for money on streams. I'm always like, I love that you guys are here sharing a passion, having fun with me. And if your audience understands that you're here just for fun and because you love something, you're gonna naturally emit this energy that pulls people in towards you. So I think that's the most important thing, is find something you're truly passionate about. There's an audience for everything out there. And make sure that's the first and forefront of your mind. Like I know people go through YouTube burnout and stuff like that. It's like, honestly, and people call it their job. I don't think this is a job for me. It's a blessing. I have a lot of fun, and I've never had a day of burnout. It's like if I'm being burnt out, I'm treating it like a job, and not a single day when I wake up do I feel like I gotta go to work. I need to make a video. It's like you got to make sure the passion and fun is the first thing, and everything that comes after. It's for me, it's all extra at the end of the day. I think it also helps that my I could just go full-time law, so I kind of have a comfy background, a comfy backup for some people. This is like their only thing. So maybe it's a bit more stressful. For me, it's like, I'm riding the wave as far as I can, how fun it is, and one day if it ends, I switch the lever, go from 10% law to 100% law. So maybe I'm coming from a different perspective here. And also make sure if you're gonna do, I hate when people go full-time YouTube without a backup plan. Go to school, get a job, get a career in something, and make this the hobby, and then if it does better, awesome. That's kind of what happened for me. But yeah, just be passionate about what you do. I think it's the most important thing.
And since you do emit that energy, like you said, we have a question from Unity. He says, how often do people tell you that they love you?
That's a weird question. I mean, I guess if, that's a weird thing to think about. I don't want to make it sound egocentric here, but I guess technically almost every day. But I don't, yeah, it's one of those
Dopamine's
things.
firing everywhere. It's like I love you, like I love you too.
Yeah, I said every time it's always awesome when we're live streaming or in the comments. You always get those people that they love the community. They love what we do around here. So it's one of those things where, again, not to sound like that everyone loves me no matter where I go. I could shoot a guy in the street and they'd still love me the same day. Like, I don't want to sound like that type of guy, but when you have the thing, I guess the thing is, I got what 215 billion subscribers. So mathematically, even if it's
Yeah.
1% of them that say it, it's still a lot of people.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's
still more than the population of the entire world, right?
it's basically, so yeah, it's an interesting question, but I guess I guess almost as much as people hate me. How does that sound? Almost on every other day I hear how someone hates me. So it balances itself out,
But isn't
right?
that the funny thing? You only ever remember the people that hate you.
Yes and no. I mean, I remember. It's actually, I think I remember the people that actually. It's when you first start. Yes, it's easy. Like when you first start, you have a small community and it's like a small tribe. Everyone loves each other. But once it kind of grows into a bigger society, then you're gonna start getting more differing opinions. Like when you first get it, yeah, you remember it. Then you forget that it's only 1% out of 99. So then at this point, it's like what I'm looking at was grand scheme metrics. So if I see someone that didn't like something, I look at the metrics and I kind of look at other comments. Like, all right, you can't let that 1% or 0.5% get to you. So at this point, it's like, yeah, whatever. It's just another day at the office. It's the ones. It's the 99% that I know that I'm here for and they're here for me. So I think that's the most important thing. You can't let such a small minority change your perspective on what you do.
And that leads right into Scramba's question, first order TIE pilot. And that one leads directly into Anthony, aka Dogbird's question. Are you a self-taught DJ or did you have a mentor?
It's mostly self-taught. By no means am I a Daft Punk, but it's mostly self-taught. I've been sitting on a stash of my first songs I made back in like 2008, 9. I want to say it's like when I first started playing at not Final Cut Pro, Logic Pro, and they're kind of rough. But then when I was in law school, I started making some pretty good songs. I did a lot of mixes where I would create an original beat, and then I would try to find a acapella that kind of matched my beat, and it kind of turned out to be a pretty good stuff. So that's when I started really mixing. And then I took about a year break and then kind of came back into the past couple years. So it's mostly self-taught. I mean, even what you see right now, like YouTube, it's all self-taught. I never took any classes on editing, working in with all the variety of softwares that I use. I mean, it's one of those things where you learn from watching other people and then you talk to other people. Like I've learned a lot music-wise from people I've worked with and also people that I work with that help me with the fun stuff that we do on here. So it's one of those you kind of just you learn. I feel like with YouTube, you don't really need to go to school. It's one of those things where if you just kind of you gotta get, it's not gonna be pretty at first, but as you kind of work through the paces, you get better and better over time.
It's weird
So
like
it's
that, right? You can't
yeah, it's
you can't learn it.
90% self-taught, and I'd say maybe it's like 85% self-taught, and then the rest of it's people helping me out that last bit of it that I might just not have the capability of doing it myself. So that's kind of how it works. So don't be afraid to ask questions. And I'll say this: all my calculus and math stuff, I felt like it was 10% lectures, 90% YouTube.
Dude,
it's even school-wise. Yeah, YouTube was my savior for that.
Shout out to my boy Organic Chemistry, dude. It's my
I can't remember who I used for calculus. Like if I needed more calculus help, I would just watch these YouTube videos, and then it's like, okay, it started clicking for me. So yeah, the info's out there. Just you gotta get wet, gotta get your feet wet, gotta be willing to fail. Because if you don't fail, how are you going to succeed? And, you gotta get the failures are honestly more important than the successes, in my opinion.
True, very true. I agree with all of that. All right, let's finish off with the last one from your guy. I don't know whose guy. I don't know if he's your guy or if he's my guy, but he's your guy.
Your guy, talking about your guy. I don't know. Thought I'd squeeze that in there. Do you even know that song?
Yeah.
I
Talking
got
sunshine
on a cloudy day. You say. Okay, I'll just.
Coming soon. AP and Ahnald will sing a redub of my guy.
AP and Ahnald sing.
Dude, that's the next video. Next meme review is AP and Ahnald sing memes. He says, how do you stay positive during the streams when things can be frustrating in the community?
I remind myself that I'm playing a game and I'm fortunate enough to have so many people that want to watch me. Sometimes the fail, and again, the failures of those kind of, that's the biggest gold mine for fun, because It's one of those things where I've been consistently in the top of Grand Arena, and sometimes it's nice that something goes off the rail because it forces you to adapt, change up, or make a funny moment out of it. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think I've like anytime people see me rage, it's mostly me just kind of being very eccentric and being very funny about it. Like I've never had a moment where I was like extremely. Only time I get really ticked off is when internet stops working. That's the one thing that will piss me off any day. But in terms of like streaming and things go wrong, it's like there's not a single person in Galaxy that has a perfect record. You're bound to lose one here and there. So it's yeah, it's one of those things where just understand, one, it's a game, and two, unless your whole ego, your whole personality is around literally being undefeated and literally always having perfect plays. All right, then it might be a different story. You might take it a bit more personally. But for me, I'm a entertainer first, player second, and third, I guess, I'm being serious about the game. So it's not my top priority to make sure every single little thing is, perfect. I know it's kind of weird saying from the king of Triple B in the directed a video gaming division, but
Here's the Galactic Empire open 25A for 1 extra hour. One extra day party, and then
yeah, it's basically that's what it's starting to sound like at this point. But it's really at the end of the day, I stream to have fun. So if I'm streaming and I'm not having fun, why am I doing that? That's kind of what it is.
Yeah, no, I find a lot of people, or not a lot of people, but there's always people who can't understand that it's like the point for us to do this is it's entertaining. Like I'm not out here to tell you that I am God, and that if you don't do exactly what I say, that you're dead. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm trying to have fun. Like 90% of my YouTube videos are just like, oh, I brought in Gear 8s versus a GL on accident and I lost and then I yelled. You know what I mean? That's what the people want.
Right. Yeah, we're here for hero. Yeah, I think that's sometimes people forget. Like even content creators, like we sometimes and maybe maybe I'm the wrong here, but I'm here for your pleasure. You're not here for my pleasure. So it's kind of one of those things where if I'm going to stream, I don't want you guys having to entertain and keep me happy. My job is not, I don't want to call it a job, but just my look is that you guys are here to have fun. So let's have fun. Even when things go wrong, there's still ways that we can make a bad situation into a fun situation.
Mm-hmm. Or a pleasurable situation.
Or a pleasurable situation.
I think we're going to end on that little lip bite you just did. I think that's a perfect segue into the end of the video. We're going to do more of these with other of your favorite content creators if you want to be a part. Patreon. Bye-bye.